People ask lots of questions, but it comes down to stop listening and start doing it. Be a do-it-first leader. Put great products out. When you help others, help them 150%. Trade all your expectations for appreciation. When you put great content, focus on adding more content than anyone else in your industry. Be a person of value. Be the one that brings more value to the community than anybody else. Give always more than what you take. Test your content. Be okay in failing with the nose and going with the flow, dancing with rejection because you took massive action. Feel in love with the grind. Feel in love with the hustle. Feel in love with the flow. Because today's Wednesday, your voice, your show with Carlos and Moe. Let's go, beautiful people. It's going to be a great show today. And I want to bring here my partner in crime, because we're about to bring you some sunshine, because today is your day, because it doesn't matter what they say. You guys know the drill. Stop doing shit that you hate. It's your time. Stop giving a damn what they say. Today I'm bringing some rhymes. And I'm very excited. It's been a very emotional day. Just amazing, phenomenal things are happening. And amazing things are going to happen to you this week, my friend. It is possible that you can do more in the remaining 21 days of the year than what you have done in the entire year. It's all how you see. It's all how you view. It's your motto. It's your lenses to the world. It's how you show up. You have a voice. You have greatness within you. Don't ever, ever, ever take that for granted. You woke up today. Don't give a damn what they say. If your family and your friends let you down and don't follow you and don't answer back, it's all good. There are millions of people waiting for you to continue and being consistent in showing up and showing them how to act. Keep believing yourself a little bit more today. Wake up tomorrow with way more determination. And you will go to bed with satisfaction. Because you came here today on our show. And we are about to take massive action. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring my partner in crime, Mr. Moe Rock and Roll. What's up, Brother Moe?
How's it going, Carlos? I know you're pumped up. I know that you just...
I'm just coming from a 2-hour conversation with my brother from another mother, Mr. Jab Hook, Gary Vaynerchuk. Big shout to that brother there. And it's just, I love putting myself, man, around leaders that really, really care for people, man. And that's one thing that I see in you, Mo, myself, Gary V, many leaders out there that gives so much value, so much content, that really care to see people winning, whether they are paying us money or not. And that's something that I think that's missing out there in many industries. People, they get in this game, right? And they're looking at the short term, and you got to be in it to win it. Because when you have an opportunity to meet people like Mo, like myself, that can get yourself your own show, that can put you on TV, that can get you, your whole brand to open up to millions, tens of millions of views based on the strategy that you are working on, it's like you got to be in it to win it. Like I have my farmer's hat here today because you need to start thinking like a farmer. A farmer, he works a whole year for one paycheck. I want you guys to know that if you build it and you put in the time and you are consistent and you go in behind the closed doors, the sweat, the rejection, the no's, they will come. Your competitors will quit. 97% of them will quit. I want you guys to be the 3%. Be the one that shows up every Wednesday here with Mo and myself, to learn strategies, to know the latest and the greatest, what is happening within media, how to get your own TV show, how to pimp it up your podcast and take it to a whole nother level by incorporating your podcast into media outlets and to get into even more of the masses, as I like to call the masses of S's. But I'm just it's super grateful and excited. This group was all about contribution, and leaders, they are contributing, are giving it back to the world and doing a lot of stuff when it's just between us and God, the things that we are not promoting, right? And that's what I love, man, to put myself around amazing leaders like them, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you got to make today fun. You got to love what you do. Like, see, Mo and I, we don't have to do this. We love to do this. And that comes out. You guys see it in my expressions on Mo. We love to do this. We love when somebody listens to our show and they write it to us on social media, whether it's on Instagram. Mo and I, we're very active there on Instagram, or somebody comments on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, or, if you guys are watching us right now on Fire TV and Roku, and you guys messages on social media, we just love, because you guys took the what we taught here and you apply it to your brand, and you follow these strategies, and maybe you gather a few more interviews, and maybe you saw, because you start pushing it and you start being consistent with your show, with the content that you put out there. And now you see your brand growing, you start getting more clients, and you start living your dream without being stressed out, working on your terms, doing what you love. But I'm just fired up today, brother. That's why I started over here with Ryan. And I got a question for you, my friend. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, like, making like people feel like special enough, right, to want their voice to be heard. Let's talk a little bit about that. So what makes, right, Mo, like I want you guys to ask yourself at home, what makes me so special? Ask yourself that question. And so that, why would I want to put myself out there? I want you guys to really think deep about that question. What makes you special looking us at home? And why you should put yourself out there? Why somebody should listen to you? Let's talk a little bit about demo, because I want you guys to understand at home, the moment that you become so great at telling your story with passion, with love, and that shit transfers and go, like, right now you feel me, I'm in your face, what I mean? Like, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you like energy and a vibrancy. I want to see you win. I want to see you become so big. I want you helping the masses, but you have to be able, when you love what you do, you can transfer that. You see, it's a different, you need to raise your energy, your vibrational field that's around you. But it starts with those internal questions, so Mo, let's talk a little bit about that, brother. What is your take on that, my friend? I'm just too fired up today.
Well, one of the things, Carlos, whenever you're active, you're going to have people that are going to be jealous, right? People that are going to hate on you for no good reason. You've done nothing to them. In fact, people that may have done bad to you are going to hate on you. And this is a prerequisite to actually being active. Now, there's two kinds of people, the kind that stay the same or the kind that grow. Right? Yes. Now, if you're stuck in the same, if you've always been doing the same thing and you're not growing, you're not advancing, you're not seeing your life change, you're going to hate on the people that are taking action. If no one's hating on you for no good reason, you're not doing anything. So if you're out there and no one is messaging you nonsense, talking crap, hating for no reason, right? And you might be wondering, well, why is this person sending me this BS? That's a good sign. That means you're doing something that person's not doing. That means you're doing something that person has not had the ability yet to do. And you're going to deal with it not from one person, but from hundreds of people, thousands of people, millions of people eventually. So one thing that I want us to talk about, Carlos, is overcoming the lobster and crab bucket effect. The metaphor where when you're climbing out of a bucket and you're a lobster, or a crab rather, and you're a crab, other crabs will try to pull you down. Yeah. They'll try to pull you back in. They'll say, how dare this crab try to get out of this bucket when I'm stuck in this bucket? Okay. So, that's what I want to talk about today on this program, Carlos. We're now doing week 3 of this program. We've gotten fantastic feedback, and it's about uplifting people, giving them the value necessary to take action. So what do you have to say about that, Carlos? the crab in the bucket mentality. Haters trying to take you down for no good reason. You've done nothing to them, but they hate you because you're doing something that they're not capable of doing. So they hate you. How do you deal with that?
You know, I want you guys to know that whenever you guys get haters, I love my shirt, right? Haters gonna hate. And I want you guys to feel in love with this shit, because I understand this, guys. When people hate on you, when they say, like, they put a crazy comment out there, it actually is gonna help you. Algorithm wise, you guys know how negativity sells and shit like that sells. So it's actually let them hate, because then your followers, your true followers, they're gonna engage back and they're gonna call them on their shit. You know, it's actually gonna trigger the algorithm to actually get more and more views to look at your stuff. And it comes down to this: instead of hating on people or comparing ourselves, and it's self-included here. At the beginning, I would compare myself all the time. Oh, how come I don't get that many views on this? Oh, this content was so great. How come I didn't get that many shares, or nobody commented, or this and that? All this shit, right, that we tell ourselves. And the moment that you stop, like, literally, guys, what do I always say? Like, write this shit down and tattoo in your soul. The moment that you stop doing this right here, giving a fuck what other people think, game over. The moment that you just make peace with yourself, and you'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna become so good at telling my story and talking about, the things that I love to teach, my craft, your superpowers. Like, think about it, right? Whatever's your superpower, like my superpower right now is getting this paper unstuck from my feet that somehow glue it on my studio, but it's a shit like that, right? I'm not gonna edit it. It's like, that's the whole game. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing ever gonna be perfect, my friends. You just have to start. You have to start and know that along the path, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get crazy. That's why people come to me and Mo all the time. Hey guys, I see you guys are killing it. You're getting all these viewers on YouTube, with Fire TV and Roku. Can you help us build our show? Can you help us take our podcast to the next level? Can you help us get more viewers, have our brand skyrocket? Look what has happened to all my clients that have great stories. They start putting and they listen to my strategies and advice, and I got them to be on Mo's LA Tribune, and they made front page. It skyrocket their business, all because they keep grinding. They keep putting their content out. They strategically plan it, and they put it, and they don't give a damn what other people gonna say.
Absolutely. And I want to talk today about a concept called integrity in business, because there's a lot of people that have been in the same exact position that they are currently in for the last 5-10 years. And they ask themselves, why are other people advancing? Why are other people growing? Why is someone else having a more success rate than I am? Well, look in the mirror and have an honest conversation with yourself about integrity. And oftentimes you find that the people that are hating are failing and they lack integrity. So they're projecting themselves on you, right? Oh, that person's successful. He must be a crook. Actually, maybe you should reevaluate your own life. Oh, that person's successful. He must be doing something dishonest. Maybe you should reevaluate your own life, right? Carl Jung, I know you're a big fan of psychology, Carlos. Carl Jung talks about the idea of projection. If you're minding your own business, if you're helping other people put food on their table, if you're being active, other people are going to hate on you. Success is not for the thin-skinned. I can promise you that, folks. Being out there in the world is not for the thin-skinned. You're going to have losers. You're going to have haters. You're going to have people that haven't been able to do anything. That this is all they do, running around like a chicken with their head cut off, right? Running around like they're chicken with the head cut off, running around in a circle, running around in a circle. Oh, this person's advancing, but I've been running around in a circle for 10 years. That's called a loser. Okay, don't be a loser. And when losers hate on you, you can't pay attention to them, Carlos. When a loser hates on you for no good reason, you can't let it affect you. But unfortunately, for a lot of people, it does affect them, and then they back off from pursuing their purpose. They back off from pursuing their career. They back off from being successful because they're like, oh, if this is what it's like to be successful, losers will hate on me for no reason. I don't want to do that. I love it. I thrive on it. When people hate on me, I thrive on it. When people dare to ever challenge me, when people dare to ever threaten me in business, I say, buddy, you have no idea who you're fucking with. Pardon my language, Carlos, but we're raw, we're real. This is how it is. That's the mentality you need in business. If you don't have the warrior mentality, never, ever, under any circumstances, should you throw the first punch. But if anyone ever throws a punch your way, knock them the fuck out in business. That's my mentality, Carlos. And that's called the spirit mentality. That's called the warrior mentality. That's Mike Tyson. That's Muhammad Ali. That's Floyd Mayweather. That is what's needed to win a Super Bowl championship. Am I right or am I wrong? The floor is yours.
Quadruple. I'm most fired up today because, guys, that's what it comes down to. Being, straight up, being raw, being real, putting the emotions out there and talking about it, not holding on to the shit. Having somebody that you can talk to about the strategies, about what you are feeling, about those emotions, going through the emotions. Because, like I told you guys a while back, I was talking to this billionaire and I was like, okay, what does it feel like whenever you become a billionaire? Tell me, it must be something really cool, right? And he's like, Carlos, at first it's cool looking at the extra comma in the bank account. But if you really think about it, he was like, after a while, it's just like a freaking comma. And then it's just like numbers, a series of numbers and codes in a freaking bank or vault or password, whatever. Because at the end of the day, that person is still having insecurities. That person still go through fears. That person still thinks about what other people may think of themselves, or because now you are a billionaire as a freaking label. So it never goes away, guys. Success, making money, it's not hard to make money and achieve success. The harder part is to maintaining it, the consistency, right? Think about it, right? Our relationships, health, our business, all the areas in our life right now, they are not going so well. Whatever the areas may be for you, think about it. It's how it comes down to be successful in the area. You gotta be consistent. Who is holding you accountable? Even if you don't have money to pay for a coach or a consultant, have your neighbor, have your friend hold each other accountable. Check on each other. Say, hey, what are you going to accomplish this week? You gotta focus on that. Mo, what do you have to say, brother?
I want to talk about something else, Carlos, because when we do these shows, things channel, and our best work doesn't come from us. Our best work comes through us, right? Through us, never from us. So I want to talk about a concept called being shamelessly successful.
Yes.
Okay, because we live in a society where those that are pursuing greatness sometimes feel a sense of shame subconsciously, right? They have a sense of guilt. They have a sense of, well, if I'm in the spotlight, if I'm putting out my book, Work Like an Immigrant, all the people that knew me back in the day might hate on me and say, who does this guy think he is? He grew up in poverty like us. Carlos grew up in the slums of poverty like us. Why is he going out there in the world? Why is he now speaking with Gary Vaynerchuk? Why is he sharing the stage with Tony Robbins? He was just like us, selling bread for 50 cents a day. Now you can take that metaphor for all walks of life. No one, by definition, can ever be successful without disregarding the opinion of the masses, because, Carlos, over 97% of people never fulfill any of their dreams. So if you're one of the 3%, and your dream could be to simply be an entrepreneur that quits his job or quits her job and is able to sustain their lifestyle as an entrepreneur. Your dream doesn't necessarily have to be being president of the United States or being a Fortune 500 CEO. Your dream could be something simple. It could be publishing a book. It could be having your own show. Whatever your dream is, the point is, most people never fulfill any of their dreams. So they live throughout the whole course of their life without ever realizing their dream. So you need to disregard the negative opinion of others and not only be successful and not only pursue success, but pursue it shamelessly.
Yeah.
And instill that in the spirit of your mind. I'm going to shamelessly pursue my successful. And if anyone ever dares to interfere with my path, they will get crushed like a goddamn rock. Because that's what you need to do when you wake up in the morning, when you're pursuing your success. You can't pursue it and say, well, I'm going to pursue it, but if anyone, interferes with me or if the road gets bumpy, I'm just going to back down. No, then stay home. When you pursue that road, you're in your bulldozer. And if anyone ever dares step inside your bulldozer, they'll turn into a pancake. That's what's going to happen. Okay, that's how you're gonna be on the path of success. That's how you're gonna be on the path of success, my friend. Shamelessly successful.
We got shameless. Somebody throw an amen below whatever you are watching us from, because guys, that's what it comes down to. Like I was saying earlier about, you gotta stop doing shit that you hate, right? If what you are doing right now, you don't like it, you lost that vision, you lost that drive, you lost that happiness. You got to focus on what is that thing that you can do better than anybody else with your eyes closed. What is that superpowers of yours? Because If you start building your brand around that, I'm telling you, and sharing how difficult it is to start their business, how difficult it is to go day by day. Maybe you are an executive at Fortune 500 and you want to exit that out and you want to become a painter and you want to start painting shit on your garage and you put all these paintings in a bucket and then you shake them and you just throw that thing on the wall and it becomes a painting and you become a master at that shit. You become so good with that throw, like I like to talk, the 2mm shift, and you start branding yourself around that superpower of yours, and you tell the world, you brand it, you become your own TV show, and you say, you know what, I woke up today, I don't feel like painting it, but I know that when I do it, it makes me feel alive. Mm-hmm. It gives me that jolt. And I know when I do that, then I hit the live button, and or if I am showcasing what I'm doing great as I am doing it, it's gonna show on freaking camera, and people are gonna be like, wow, this person is as real as fuck. He's talking about he didn't felt like painting, but he knows that makes him feel alive. He knows that's gonna make him feel better. He knows that people are gonna connect. He knows that he's gonna sell the fucking paint that's gonna allow you to pay the rent, and you talk about it. Oh, like whenever you sell a freaking paint, and you're like, it's hard. And you talk about it, guys, it's not easy. Whatever is your passion. And you go and you turn on the freaking camera and you don't worry about what the other person's going to say. And then that's how you build a brand. Because there's a lot of people out there, they do painting. A lot of people out there, they have a show. They have TV, right? They are brokers. They do movies. They do shows. They do consulting and coaching and blah, blah, blah. But guess what? They're not buying that profession. They're buying you. You need to build your brand, and like what Mo was saying, being shamelessly doing it, being you, being raw, being real.
Shamelessly. Look, I don't want to work with you if you're not on a shameless pursuit to success. I don't want to work with you if you're not on a shameless pursuit to success. If you have one foot in and one foot out, well, you know, I really have this idea that maybe one day I'll write a book. Maybe one day I'll start a business. Can you help me? Nope. I'm sorry. Good luck. I have no interest. I want to only work with the warriors. I want to only work with the people that are shamelessly pursuing their success from a place of authenticity and integrity. Yes. By the way, Carlos, there's a lot of people that are shamelessly pursuing their success that are shameless. Okay. I'm not suggesting to be shameless in life. Yeah. You don't want to be shameless in life, but you want to be shameless with your success, with your courage. Okay. And we want to thank Heather Block from Canada, who's watching the show, just sent me a lovely message. We have people from all different countries watching. And, you know, the point is, Carlos, when you're on this path, and I know we're wrapping up the program. I know we're wrapping up the program, Carlos, but here in the last 5 to 7 minutes as we wrap up this week's show, because these shows are like a cappuccino punch. You know, we come in for 20, 30 minutes. We give you what you need to hear for the week, and we give you that boost so you can go through the rest of your week remembering the words of Carlos and Mo, remembering them in your subconscious mind. When you come across a hater, what do? You're up on your bulldozer, you look at the little ant, and you crush them. You have to crush them. Because if you don't crush them, they'll keep pestering you. Whenever a hater comes, you have to crush them. How do you crush them? Pursuing your success, pursuing your purpose, not allowing them to even be relevant in your psyche, right? Not even allowing them to even be relevant in your psyche. You just crush them like a little bug. But you're prepared for that. You know, if you're going to do anything in life that means anything, people will hate on you, period. Right? That's part of the human experience. It's part of the human condition. So either you curl up in the fetal position, you sit down in the corner of your room and you never do anything and you just, quarantine for the rest of your life, or you stay active and you make things happen. Those are your two options. The only way you can ever avoid criticism is if you do that. And even then, you'll probably have someone criticize you or hate on you for something, right? So, you got to be shameless in your pursuit of success and do it authentically with integrity and with a purpose larger than yourself, because the road of entrepreneurship is difficult, Carlos. So your motivation can't just be you. Now, maybe your motivation is your daughter. Maybe your motivation is your family. Maybe your motivation is changing the world. Maybe your motivation is your business, changing the way that energy is conducted on the planet, which I know you're involved with. But the motivation has to be bigger than just you. Because if the motivation is just you, you're operating from a limited frequency and you're not going to get things done that you need to get done to truly make an impact in business.
Yes, it's so true, man. It's like you're making me think over here, Mo. It's like whatever, that is power. in sharing in your voice. And when you do share your voice, you are leaving that legacy. When you put, your feelings and growing a business and talking about it, like here, okay, you're gonna build something. Yes, you're gonna go through the bumps, and you sharing and you putting that out there. As you are sharing your voice, you're actually leaving that legacy behind. Because what if you don't wake up tomorrow? What happens? The ones who love you, they will miss you. They will miss if Mo and I wouldn't wake up tomorrow, next Wednesday. If one of us are not here, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be your voice, your show with Carlos and Mo. It would be your show with blank and X. So think about that for a minute. Think about, are you recording your voice? Are you recording your feelings? Are you recording your content? Are you putting it out there? Because let me tell you guys, 20, 30 years from now, whoever technologies is dominating your industry, your niche, you need to think 20, 30 years from now. You need to think about this stuff. That's why you need to build your brand and focusing on bringing people to your show, bringing people to your page, you got to look at yourself. You are a brand. Think about it, right? When people think about, if I'm holding a card that's white in my hand, even though it's only a card, what people could think, oh, it must be an Apple cell phone. That's building a brand. It's so powerful that they freaking brand the collar. You feel me? You need to think about this shit. You need to think about when you are branding something, when you say, well, just do it. What do you think? Nike. You know what I mean? When you start thinking about this stuff, when people say certain words, certain key patterns, they think about you, they think about your brand, they think about how much joy, how much value, how much greatness, how they make you feel. People, when I get a message, man, Carlos, when I see you on my stories and I see your post, it makes me smile, it's making me fired up. You got to people to, think about it. You got to ask yourself, it's like if Carlos and Mo would be here, what would they say when you are building? Let's say right now you are struggling building your brand, you're getting no views on your podcast, you get no views on your show, you're getting no clients, and you're thinking about quit. You see, are you sharing that shit? Are you playing full out? Because there are other people out there right now, they are going through it. And what you go through, you go through it. Come on.
Absolutely. And the final word that I want to leave people with, Carlos, is those that know me know I'm a very spiritual man in the sense that I study philosophy. I study a lot of the great dogmatic traditions, and it's a big part of my life, and it's who I am. I read and I study the great mystics and great philosophers of human history. But that does not mean I'm Pollyanna. It does not mean that I'm naive. It does not mean that I'm not prepared for war when it comes to business. And unfortunately, a lot of people that are in that community, they end up being Pollyanna, right? So they go in business, and when someone tries to mess with them or when someone tries to throw a stone their way, they just want to avoid it. And those that work with me know I don't instill that. Just as much as I talk about love and spirituality, I also talk about the art of war and Machiavelli. When you're on a pursuit and when you're on a mission, and if anyone dares to start a problem with you, you don't back off from the problem. You make them regret for the rest of their life that they dare to ever even raise a finger your way. And this is called the warrior spirit, right? So when you're in the face of evil, right, you're going to want to battle that evil and defeat it with love and light and kindness, but as a warrior. With toughness, not with weakness, not with a Pollyanna mindset, not with any naivete. But you know what? You mind your own business. You do what you need to do. If anyone dares interfere, going back to what I said earlier, Carlos, you're on your bulldozer, you crush them like an ant. That's metaphorically how we handle haters, right?
For real, man. Don't even get me started. Like my daughter, like she says, she speaks about mental toughness and bullying. And she's always saying, you gotta do it even though you don't feel like it. And guess what? You just named the name of her favorite book, Art of War. She'll do, baby. Maybe next week we'll go into that. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. And tactics without strategy is the noise.
I love this, Carlos, because we live in a time period, Carlos, where people are selling tactics, constantly selling tactics. Just go up and down Facebook. Everyone has a new tactic, a new swipe file, a new marketing tool, a new CRM. Everyone has the last software you ever need to buy for your business. Those are all tactics. But the strategy always supersedes the tactics. The strategy is always more longer lasting than the tactics. And yes, like Sun Tzu said, they go hand in hand, but a lot of people are neglecting the strategy, which is why I talk about it more than I talk about the tactics, because there's enough people talking about different tactics out there, right? Not enough people talking about the strategy, which is much more important and much more long-term. And that's my final word. I know we're about to wrap this up, Carlos, but what's your final word on this week's show?
No, man, I love it, but I love it. And if you guys are new here, guys, as you guys see, Mo and I, we do this for free. The way how you can pay us back is by sharing it, is by tagging somebody here today that needed to hear this message. Who do you know that owns a podcast? I don't care if they have 5,000, 5 followers, or 500,000. That is always the next level. You got to always raise your standards. You got to stay hungry. Maybe you want to start a podcast. You want to start a new show. You want to, get into the media, get your message to the masses. You want to get, understand how do I make a front page on major news medias and channels to get your message out. Maybe you guys are building, you have challenges coming up, and you have your course, your mastermind, your event that is coming up. You're doing New Year's resolution. You have programs and courses and books, and they are not selling. You want to understand how to get that to the masses. That's why we're doing the show, teaching. Tag them here below on the show, and somewhere here on the screen, maybe on the left, on the right, on the bottom, somewhere around here, gonna be the links for the previous 2 shows, so that you guys can actually go back. If you haven't seen show episode 1 and 2 of Your Voice, Your Show with Carlos and Mo, look at somewhere around here, and there will be 2 links for you to watch it. And keep showing up every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. As you guys know it, be the person that adds more value to your niche than anybody else. There's nobody else out there in the media industry right now teaching people how to put in their podcast, how to start their TV show, how to get yourself to the masses, and really teaching them without all the BS. There are out there, that many people out there teaching people, oh yeah, you want to get a TV show and a podcast and this and that, it will gonna cost $10,000, $15,000. Guys, it doesn't take that much. They are, it's just for a few $1,000s, you can get the stuff done and set it up. What people are not telling you is that you got to be in it to win it. It's the long term, and you got to be consistent. You got to.
Yeah. And that's a great point, Carlos, because once upon a time, you needed to have hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of a camera and lighting and a studio. And now things have gotten so much cheaper without compromising the quality. You can have a studio in your home and people will accept it as a quality work. So it's really opened the door for a lot of people that want to have their voice heard, because you no longer need to have a $200,000 camera and an office space somewhere to put your voice out there. So it's become accessible. And definitely join next week as we do this each week as a community service to help give people inspiration and education.
Yes. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode, Your Voice, Your Show with Carlos and Mo. Life is about the mission, not the commission. Follow the mission, follow the vision, and the commission will come. You know it. The days that break you are the days that make you. God bless you. See you guys next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time.